That was good. Hey, what up guys? Today we're going to be unboxing my new pickup for my acoustic guitar. This is the Baggs Anthem, and I'm going to be installing it in my Gibson J-35. So follow along and watch the process, I guess. Now the Anthem is a dual source pickup technology, so it features a microphone and an under saddle piezo pickup. Let me see if I can get a good angle on this thing here. That's good. I'm really excited because it promises to have, and the demos prove that it has a really natural sound. So I'm very excited. So let's open it up and see. So to preface this, my Gibson J-35 already has the Baggs Element pickup in it. So and that pickup's really, since it's an Baggs system, I won't have to drill any holes, hopefully. Alright, so it comes in this nice box. It says Baggs Anthem, True Mic Technology, and it shows the True Mic pickup, or microphone, sorry. Alright, and you get this. Ooh, wow. Okay, so here is the True Mic pickup. It's very small, and it's got double-sided tape on it, so it just sits above the guitar on the bridge plate. It's pretty small, pretty light, and I'm interested to see what it does to the actual acoustic sound. And here's the kind of control unit. So this is how how you control the Anthem. And let's see, is it in focus? There we go. So you get a volume control, mix control, mic gain control, and a phase switch. And this checks the battery level, which there's no battery in it. So it's pretty small. This, I think, might have the biggest impact on the sound, so we'll kind of see what happens here. So, and it already comes with tape on it. So let's set this here. Take off that. So let's see what else is in the box. So thread that in. Very excited about this because I think under saddle pickups sound pretty underwhelming. So it also comes with a battery bag with Velcro already attached and double-sided tape. Now I'm not going to be installing this because the Element is already in the guitar and it already has a battery bag installed in the guitar. So what I'm planning to do is sell the Element, and so I'll sell this battery bag with it. So here is the new Element transducer. Now because this has a plug, I'm gonna have to pull the old one out of the guitar. Here's the battery cable. Now all of these hook up to here. So this, you have the battery, the output, the microphone, and the piezo. So the piezo hooks up there, microphone hooks up there, output jack hooks up there, and battery there. And like I said, this is the True Mic pickup, so this is kind of the heart of the system. And we get an N-pin jack, so it's got a nice 35mm cable, which is also nice because it already has this, so you could, in theory, run out of there if you wanted to, without, you know, bypassing this guy. Although I don't think it would turn on. Okay, let's see what else is in the box. We got cancer warning. Where's the stick? Uh-oh. Oh, here it is. Okay, so there's also additional tape, which is nice. So if I want to install it, if I installed it wrong the first time, I can install it again. So that's really handy. Be careful with that. And then there's a manual. Says Baggs, adjust mic level with the tool, and then here's the user guide. So the user guide just tells you what all the stuff does, and yeah. Cool. So I'm gonna put this stuff back. This is the stick that is used to adjust the mic level control, so you put it in there and then you adjust it up or down. So I'm gonna start with it all the way up, and yeah, and we'll try that out once we get it installed. So I'm gonna put this stuff back in here, and then we're gonna see if it fits in my Gibson J-35 before we go any further, because I don't want to rip out the stock pickup, because I have something going on Tuesday where I'm using this guitar. So if I can't install this pickup in this guitar, which I think I will be able to, then I want to be able to have kind of a fail-safe, so to speak. So that's going in there. And I don't really plan on selling any of this stuff. I'm hoping that all of it works and we'll be good to go. Cool. Okay, so this is my Gibson J-35. This guitar is really awesome. It's made in the USA. This is just a feedback reducer and or humidifier, so I use this to keep my guitars humidified. Now, the Anthem is going to sit inside of the guitar under here like this, where the lights, the battery check indicator will be sticking out. Now, because the volume control is already there for the other pickup, the Element, I'm going to try it on this side and see if it works. So all I'm doing is just doing a test fit to see if should take the strings off first, really. And it fits with room to spare, so I can totally move it around to a few different spots and it'll be fine. Now, obviously it's going on this side, so we'll take it back out, and now we can begin tearing down the guitar. If we can get this out. That's painful. Okay, so now I'm going to begin to remove the Element. Now I'm just going to start with a disclaimer and say, please, 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 if you're doing this in your guitar, unless you already have an Baggs Element, don't attempt to do this on your own, because you're going to have to drill some holes in the guitar, and which I'm not doing because it already has the holes drilled. So don't attempt to do this. Baggs says it will void the warranty if you install it by yourself. I'm okay with that, but you might not be, so just keep that in mind. First step is we're going to remove the strings from the guitar so we can access the undersaddle pickup, and then we'll also get at the pin jack here too, but we'll start with the strings. One thing also, I'm planning to keep the same strings on because I want to hear what how the guitar is going to sound before and after. So I've already shot a little snippet showing me what the guitar sounds like acoustically with the Element in it, and now we're going to listen, and then after I install Anthem, I'm going to show you guys what it sounds like acoustically with the Anthem added, because there is an acoustic sound difference. I'm sure people have talked about it. I want to measure it and see what it's like. Nice thing about an acoustic guitar is you can just remove the pins, keep the strings, and put them back in after you're done, if you don't want to put new strings on. Yeesh. Guitar's taking a beating. Alright, strings are removed. Let's clean up some of this dust on here. It's getting a little dusty. I don't know if you guys can see that. Now, this guitar is really awesome, but it does have some flaws, and it was nice that it came with a pickup from the factory, so that's like a big boon, because usually on more expensive American-made guitars from traditional brands like Martin or Gibson, they don't really do that often. And but this guitar thankfully came with something to use, so I've used it a little bit. And this guitar is from like 2011 or something like that. So yeah. All right, so let's begin. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the battery. Okay, so the battery comes, again, most Baggs systems, they come in a pouch. Pouch velcros to the neck pocket in there, and then yeah, you just take it out like that. Ow. Still good. And I'm going to put the pouch back in because I'm going to reuse it. We're lifting up the saddle here. exposing the, oh no. Okay, this is interesting. Let's have a look at this, because this is not what I expected to see. So in here, come on, focus, baby. This does not look like this. So this is probably the first problem and sign that I should not be doing this myself. But let's have a closer look and see kind of what is going on. So it looks like this first thing here, wow, it looks like there's a bunch of spacers or something. So someone actually raised up the bridge with a bunch of, it looks like the previous owner cut up a credit card and used it to hoist up the bridge. So in his listing he said he set it up for slide guitar, and I guess this is what he meant. So he put some card stock or some literal credit card on top of the saddle to raise the action. So this is actually really interesting. So unfortunately, in order to keep this comparison scientific, I'm gonna have to put all that back in to kind of demonstrate that that the pickup sounds the same. So there, now we can see that we've exposed the element pickup, but that is really frustrating that there's just cardstock and he didn't get a bigger saddle. He got credit card, which is crazy. So, I mean, I guess it's not very compressible, so I guess that's as good as material as any to put in there, but that's really frustrating because that means that it's still gonna change the tonal properties of the undersaddle pickup. But again, now that we're putting in a microphone, that's not a big deal because, oh boy, we're putting in a microphone, and this is gonna be used a lot less. So, okay, let's see. Let's remove the end pin jack. So underneath this button, there's a screw or a nut. We're going to be very, very careful here to not ding the finish. This is very harrowing, and you should really do this on a workbench, but I'm a college hack, so this is my workbench, is my lap. So the jack's in there. It appears that the washer has been frozen. Okay, we got it off. Okay, so inside we have the N-pin preamp, because that's where most of the electronics for the element are stored. Now, Baggs also supplies a bunch of clips, and I didn't see any in this one in the Anthem kit, which is kind of funny. That to tie the cables down inside of the guitar. Everything is still tied in here, and also I need to get the volume control off. So we're gonna do that, and then I'll come back. Okay, so got the cable ties undone. I'm just gonna leave them in the guitar because why take them out if I can still use them? So now I'm gonna remove the under saddle element pickup. So it just comes out like that, and I slide it down, out through the hole in the bridge. Now we need to remove the volume control, and this part, it's basically held on with adhesive, so I'm just going to try to remove it as gently as possible. Okay, so there's some residue, which we'll have to pry off later, but that's the volume control. And out comes the pickup system. So this is the Baggs element system. It has the element N-pin preamp, and this is where all the magic happens, the compression, all that stuff. And there's a lot of dust in this guitar, which is a really weird feeling. This is the element pickup, which is only sensitive at the end. And then we have the volume control. You can, yeah, and then the battery. So, geez, yikes. And we're gonna put all of this stuff together, and we're going to store it away until someone decides they want to buy this, which I will be very happy to sell it to them. So it'll be on my Reverb store probably by the time this video goes out. So if you need a pickup for your acoustic, it's already drilled for an undersaddle pickup, check this out. It's one of the best in the business. but the Anthem is going to sound better. Okay, so I think one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get some of the dust out of this guitar, and we need to get the last, I guess I'll try to show you here, but it's pretty hard to see. Okay, inside of the guitar we got, you're not going to be able to see like literally any of this, but there's one of the clips that holds everything on, and there's like a little bit of black, you can't really see it, like stuff. There's some foam from the volume control wherever it may have gone to that is still on there. So yeah, I'm excited though. This is going to be really good. So I'm going to try to get some of the dust out of this guitar because it's a little old. It's like from 2011 or 13 or something like that. This is also not good because my arm doesn't go in as far as I thought it would. So this might be kind of a challenge to get that end pin jack into place. I have to use some kind of dowel. For some reason I thought my arm would go all the way in. So, alright, see you back in a minute. Okay, so a couple things have happened. I managed to get the Element piezo guy through the hole. And I also installed the end pin jack, and I forgot to record. I thought I hit record, and I did not. So in order to get it through, to help control it, I just used the end of this, put it in the end of this guy, which is the mic gain stick that Baggs supplies, to help me get the end pin jack in place and then tighten it down. And it looks exactly the same because it's by the same manufacturer. But I can assure you that it's in there because the old one is out here. Come on, baby. There we go. So we've got this in place. So there's a couple holes drilled in the bridge. There's actually two vertical ones on either side, which is kind of interesting. I don't know why those are there. But anyway, this has to go. The end of it is not sensitive, so this part here, which looks burnt, which kind of makes sense, honestly. And yeah, so this is the under saddle pickup. This will be carrying the bass frequencies and also carrying all of the frequencies should I adjust the mix control towards the bridge. So the mix control on the Element, which I'll demonstrate later. Okay, so I'm going to pull a fair bit of it out to kind of see what we got here. Okay, there's a little pocket for it, so that's perfect. I'm going to pull this down. Oop. I want that to sit nicely in that pocket down there, and we'll put the saddle on to kind of compress it down here. So I was kind of wondering why the Element pickup looks so funky when I took off the saddle the last time. Okay, so that should, yeah, that'll be better. So, okay, we got the saddle in, that's good. So now we're going to do the true mic. So the true mic is going to sit on the bridge plate underneath, and basically it's going to go behind. I can't remember if it goes in front or behind the pins, but basically it's a tiny little condenser mic in there. It's very, very small. It can also, and it's kind of sits up above off the guitar. So yeah, I'm super excited. I'm just going to quickly reference the Baggs manual here. So we did the end pin jack like that. That's where the preamp's going to go. I just haven't done that part yet. We don't need to drill or anything, but that's how the Element is routed in. And then the true mic is going to sit in front of the pins. So we just need to do that. And then put in the battery and the preamp, and we're done. Okay, so the true mic. So I'll be very delicate with this. Be careful because it's a condenser mic and they're fragile. Okay, so we have our cord. Basically, it's going to sit on the bridge plate. So it's like almost hitting the bridge pins. This is kind of an issue, is what do I do if there's not enough space in there. So I'm going to take my phone and I'm going to open it up in selfie mode, and then I'm going to stick it in the guitar, and it'll be kind of my mirror because I don't have a mirror. Okay, so that's not a lot of space to work with on the Gibson J-35, so this might be a little challenging here to do, but yeah, we're gonna try it out. That's what we're about on my channel, is doing stupid stuff. This is the worst angle. I can't see anything. Now, Baggs claims the position of the mic is not super important relative in the bridge plate area, so it can kind of be wherever. But there's a big something on the bottom of the bridge plate. It's like a hole, and it's kind of throwing me off here in the middle of it. So, okay, so that was a little harrowing, but I think I got it in there nice and good. Oh geez, the zoom is wild. So it's up in there. It's going to be really hard to see with this camera. So I'll try to get a shot with my phone or something. Okay, that was a little terrifying, not gonna lie, because if you screw this up, it's not good. There's wires in there, obviously. Okay, so I pressed down on it. Basically, you just peel off the peel and stick, and none of the bridge pins are touching it, so it's out of the way of the strings. It's basically how I have it is it's at the edge of the bridge plate because there's nowhere else for it to really go. So in the instruction guide, the bridge plate's like this wide and the posts are here, and then there's all this room for the true mic. On this guitar, it's like that wide, the posts are here, and the true mic has to go right on the edge. So the round part's kind of hanging off of it. But I think that'll be okay. So, and we'll see. And if all of this goes to crap, I can always just put the element back in and call it good. So, yeah. All right, next is the preamp. Well, first I need to take the battery cable out, but that won't be a big deal. So, Baggs suggests that you attach all of the stuff to the preamp module guy before you put it in, because it's pretty hard to plug this stuff in when it's all the way back there. So, actually, I'm going to go ahead and do some wiring routing with the clips to make sure everything's in place before I get to this section. But first, I just want to show you guys the battery indicators. I've hooked up my battery. I'm going to press this button, and all 5 of them light up, so this battery's good. So that's good news. So I'll unplug that for now. Okay, so I'm going to use the provided clips from the good old element that were already in here, and we're going to wire everything down, secure it all down to keep the wires from making a big mess underneath the guitar. So I don't want any of them rattling, obviously. So I'm going to take the true mic and the element pickup wires and put them in the clip that previously held the element wire. Okay, so we got all 3 wires and plus the battery wire. So we're going to go output jack in, and then this is the mic, and this is the element. It's good to know that's a firm positive exchange so that everything is really in there, and I know it's not going to move. So okay, so the element can fit between the 2 braces, so there's going to like a lateral brace that runs across, and then there's an X brace. So I want to have it sticking out just a tiny bit so that the preamp edge isn't touching the top. So kind of something like that, where the volume control is easy to reach, and same with the mix and the phase control. Okay, I think we're ready to go go ahead and put on the adhesive. This is a little terrifying, I'm not gonna lie, because now they do provide a second set of adhesive for both the true mic and for the preamp, which is smart of Baggs, honestly, because if you don't do that, you're kind of dumb, because someone will screw it up. Even a luthier, even a good luthier. That's the spot that I like. I'm gonna press down to firmly secure it. Making sure to keep even pressure on the top as well to make sure that it's not going to crack the top by pushing up so hard. The back one's kind of hard to push down because all the cables and stuff are... Okay, so we've got it installed. The last thing I'm going to do is just put the battery in the old battery bag. A little dusty. and we'll get it put back together. We'll get it plugged in. Okay, so as you can see, we have the guy there, and all the lights light up. And again, we have the mix controls. All the way back is just the piezo. All the way forward is the piezo for under 250 hertz and the true mic for above. You can blend it anywhere in between. Phase switch to change the phase of the output signal so to reduce feedback. Volume control. Battery light. And then the final thing is the mic gain knob. So that's all the way down, that's all the way up, and that's how we're going to do it. Okay, let's put the strings back on this bad boy and we'll get it going here. Where were we? We are all done installing the Baggs Anthem. That took about an hour, or 45 hour and 20 minutes or something like that. And let me tell you, it sounds really, really good. So as you can see, we have, this is it all strung up. The saddle's back to normal height. It sounds good. It definitely has a little bit lower output than maybe traditional pickup systems. So that's one thing that's interesting. So you'll have to run a little bit more gain on your preamps for your soundboard or something like that. But I don't really see that as being a huge issue. And the nice thing is that it installs pretty easily. So it's, I have easy access to my battery indicator light. My volume is right here. My blend knob is right here. So, and then I have a phase switch as well. And then the mic gain is pretty easy to adjust. With this guy, you just stick it in here like that, and then you can turn it down or turn it up. I have it all the way up. I think that sounds the best. I just did a sound test, so I'll let you guys hear a quick taste of it. Okay, what up guys? Thank you so much for watching that whole video. If you made it through, thank you so much. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, so I've had the pickup in for a month. I used it for OSU Real Life, which is like a college ministry at OSU, and so we did some streams using it. We recorded some videos, which you can check out somewhere over here. And yeah, and I don't know, it was super fun. It sounds so realistic. Just captures that detail, that brilliance really beautifully. Now in the video you might have heard the guitar was buzzing a little bit, and yeah, that's since died down a bit, but it is a little unfortunate. So the guitar had a rattle to begin with. It got worse when I put in the pickup, and now it seems to have gone away, at least somewhat. Yeah, and yeah, so the pickup's really easy to use. I never used the piezo setting because why would I, unless there was feedback? Haven't played it in front of a really loud monitor, so I'll do that sometime and let you guys know how it goes. Because for broadcasting we didn't need to have a really loud monitor because there wasn't drums. So yeah, it just sounds so good. In the video you heard a lot of, it was pretty bright sounding. I think I had the mic gain too high. I have since turned it down to make it a little more balanced sounding. So that's good. So would I recommend someone like me installing this in the future? Probably not. Because I ended up taking out some chunks of mahogany when I put in the end pin jack. I think a washer was misaligned and it dug out some of that end block. Now thankfully it was in an end block, not on the actual sides of the guitar, so there's a good amount of thickness there, but that is kind of sad that I damaged my guitar. So someone someday will look at it and be like, oh, someone didn't drill this hole right, or they put the jack in and messed it up. And it was also draining, it was sucking down the batteries when I would just leave it. So I think the issue was that the end pin plug, the mini jack end, wasn't plugged all the way into the preamp, and it was making the preamp think that I always had a jack plugged in because it wasn't plugged in all the way. So yeah, and the way those work is there's a tip ring and sleeve. So just like a stereo, it was a stereo cable, but then if it's not plugged in all the way, then the ring and the sleeve contacts were being shorted together, and that's what turns it on. So when you plug in a jack in the bottom of the guitar, it shorts the ring to the sleeve, and that turns it on. But then the problem was that on the other end it was doing that even though there was nothing plugged in there, and the batteries would drain out. So I lost about 3 batteries to that. So we'll see. I re-plugged it in today, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I just need to get this video out. So there'll be more updates, I'm sure. Yeah. And as for the acoustic sound of the guitar with and without the Anthem, it's hard to say. In the video it sounded like maybe there was a little bit, the mids were a little bit more cloudy and there was a little bit less top end, but honestly that could have been mic and guitar positioning. It's very, very difficult to tell, but honestly it's worth it. And some people say, oh, the Anthem, you know, makes the guitar sound different. Maybe, but you're losing it still sounded incredible with a microphone regardless of whether the Anthem was in or not. And I think kind of the takeaway is just that if you play plugged in a lot and you want to record that sound live, you should definitely get the Anthem. If you want your guitar to sound realistic, or you record your live shows, you need to get it, or something like it, because it's truly special. Now I've heard really good results from stuff like the K&K Pure Mini once some EQ and compression has been done, especially using the Baggs Align sessions, or whatever the heck their pedals are. So you could do that. You could go that route. That's a much cheaper pickup, and all told you'd be spending a lot less money on that whole system if you were to get that pedal and that pickup. Or you could just use that pedal on your piezo pickup, which it's designed for. So you could go that route, and maybe I should have gone that route before putting this in, but it just sounds so accurate and so awesome that I think it's staying in there forever. And yeah, unless the power thing keeps happening, in which case I'll have to pro fix it or reinstall it. But yeah, I think don't do it if you have access to a luthier and you can afford going to a luthier. And if you can't afford to do that, you just shouldn't get this pickup. Just get the Anthem SL, get the pedal, do something else. It just doesn't make a lot of sense because you don't want to screw up your guitar. If you don't live near a luthier and you're pretty handy with tools and have worked on acoustic guitars, go for it. But the acoustic guitars are really delicate, a lot more so than electrics. So, thanks for watching. If you found this video fun, interesting, or helpful, please subscribe. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Let me know what you want to hear next. I do want to do a bunch of pedal demos, and I'm going to build a pedal board soon, so stay tuned for all of that stuff. I'm just been busy with school, so that's why I've taken forever to poop out this video. So, I'll see you guys later.